fellow ASC mentees. I wanted to share with you the application I've been working on for a little bit. My name is JD Gonzalez. I am a DP director and producer, and I have a production company called Live a Little, LAVA Little, and I have this software called Prechecklist now because I guess I just get obsessed and do a lot of things and wear a lot of hats. Anyway, all of it is DP related, I hope, because that is ultimately what I do where I live at. Everything else is secondary, including this thing. But you know, when you have an idea and you just want to see it come to fruition, and that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, so it's this fine Halloween. I wanted to give you guys a treat and let you have access to my software until I figure out how to actually make people pay for it. And then from there, we can figure out some sort of deal for just for our people. You know what I mean? Our ASC mentee people. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so this is the pre-checklist software. Right now, I have a few. I basically want to walk you through what the interface is, walk you through how to use it, and then walk you through how it's actually useful and how you can get people to actually use it. So, this is, you're going to see a few more things than you would normally see on here. For example, I don't know why it's in euros right now. That's my bad. I was playing around with this currency conversion. We're going to ignore that for now. I'm going to actually just turn that back, whoopsie daisy, and turn that off. So up here, we have our global buttons, which are going to do a few different things. So this is going to show and hide this little sidebar here, which will come in handy later. This is going to show and hide specific types of notes. There are two different types of notes. I'm going to keep that on showing all notes. And then this is our currency. And then this is just a save button. When we have something in our list, we'll save some things. Over here, we have our selected items buttons. So I can change different modes. I can add dates. I'm going to ignore that for now. I can also show different types of notes over here. I'll leave that on all notes, and we'll ignore that one for now. And then this is your export area. So export, selected items, contextual button menu, and then this is your global button menu. So starting out, let's just say you're up here, like that's a lot of buttons. Don't worry, you don't need to learn all the buttons to start. If you just jump in here, type out grip, it starts a category for you. In this category, you can add new items and say C stands and tape, I don't know, and ladder, truss, and cigarettes, and whatever else your friendly grip department needs. And then this is, but I also, you realize like they're pretty spread out here. So there's grip, and you can't get too many items on your page. So I also added another button up here, which kind of changes the layout of it. So I can make it compact, I can make it ultra compact, and it'll go back. So it kind of cycles through. This is the standard view there. Also, I can take this selected items area, I can put it on the bottom, I can make it disappear, I can bring it back to the side. Now, so I have these things in my selected items area. What can I do now? Well, I can either change these options up here, which can add dates. So I can add dates to everything if I want to by saying, we'll just say the first. Actually, it's Halloween. Why don't we just say Halloween and then return whatever it is. And then so pick up, return, and then we'll apply to all. So it applies those dates. Which also I can change with the dates. I don't know. We'll just say start and. So you can add whatever you want to the dates. I thought 2 dates would be helpful. 3 dates seems ridiculous. Why would you do that? But the coolest part of all of this is that now we get to the export menu, and ultimately this is what it's about. I just made a short list for you for whoever. And now I get to copy that list. I get to take that into whatever application I want. And that list is there with the category, the list items, starts and end date, a tape, C stands, and bam. And now if I come back over here and turn off the dates, and I copy that. Then I come back into here, and I'm going to go and select everything and paste. Look, the dates are gone. Wow, what a nice, clean, simple list that I could just paste into my email and send out to people. Now, the other thing that we can do with this is take this list. Sure, why don't we have... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do something different because sometimes you need a lot of cigarettes. So, I don't smoke, but sometimes you need a lot of cigarettes. I don't know a smoker that just has one. So, we're going to turn on the currency and go into here and say, I need 20 of them. And then I am pressing tab. You can double click it to get into here. And say 15 and $10 each. I don't know how many cigarettes people smoke. 15 packs, why not? At $10 each. That's probably low for New York. I think it's like 15. But, so if I go into this part of it and press tab, I can go through it. And now that I'm here, I can press the right arrow and up and down and change the quantities and say, how much truss do I need? I need 8. I need 8 ladders. Why not? No, I need 3. I need 5 tape. I need, 40 C-stand, sure, why not? And each of those are $5 each. And so now we have $350, which I can also click, change discounts and tax down here, and then copy that and bring that into here. Now we have a more complex list with pricing, and it's all there in the copied text. Now, I can also export this as a basic PDF, which comes out quite nice. And then I can, so you see, yeah, there's the subtotal. It's not going to show the quantities and prices if it's 0. If it's the quantity is assumed 1. Oh wait, oh no, did I just find a bug? Oh, I would hate to find a bug as I do this presentation for you. But looks like I just did. So yay, lovely. I got to go fix that export. Doesn't matter. We're going to move on past that. I'm going to hide those prices and hide, well, when I hide the prices, you'll notice that the quantities are still up here because we don't actually know the prices of a lot of things all the time. And so if I just click into a name, press tab, press 5, 5, 5, I can go up and down and choose it still. It's just assumed that it's going to be, yeah, if we don't know the prices, then it's, we can still change the quantity. You get it. All right, so there's that, and I can copy that, of course, come into here, and bam, look at that. There they are. And so I can clear, so one of the cool things about this, and this is really important, is that you can clear your pre-checklist. So it's this area, which is your sandbox, and it keeps your checklist. So I had the grip equipment that I had to write out, but now I want to add electric equipment. So I open this up, I go to there are featured lists here. I also have other lists that I've saved. There's a virtual production list. Yeah, I don't know why I have 2 of these. I guess I was just playing around a little bit. There's Eastern Effects. I just kind of took their rental list that they have online and added that to it. This electric list is also from Eastern Effects, plus or minus a few items, but so I'm going to go ahead and just add that electric list in there. And now I can bring this in and I can add whatever I want to it by clicking and checking. Now, the fast way to do this is to highlight something and just use up and down arrow keys and spacebar. Bam. Look at that. So now I'm adding all of these things. Let's expand these up and down, left and right. I can say like, oh, quartz small plus light bank. I'm going to go ahead and add 40 of those because I'm a monster. And so there it is with 40. And I can export that, basic PDF, bam. And there it is with 40 in my basic PDF. And so when I get this to a rental house, they have something in a very reasonable manner that is uh, actually legible and they can follow very clearly. That follows like so you're not sending things that are just like typed out. Give me that chimera that fits that one light. Thing that I wanted to show you on this is importing lists. So here we go. So the in the left-hand sidebar, you'll see which is the inspector. Honestly, you want this hidden most of the time. I think it's more, it keeps you focused if you're just working in this area, unless you're finding some other lists. So in here, we have the user lists area, which I should also show you. You can pin these lists so that you don't, if you have a ton of lists down here, you can just grab the ones that you want. And then in the import area, I can go ahead and take a template. So there's a pre-checklist template, which looks like this. There's subcategories, levels, items, price, quantity, tags, notes, whatever. You can go ahead and fill that in. These subcategories can go up to 10 levels deep. So if that interests you, but I think what the coolest thing here is that we should look at is Google Sheet import, because most people are saying they have Google Sheets and that's how they organize their equipment. Now all you got to do is add in the headers at the on the very first row, and it's going to be able to notice what is on each row. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and click the share button and say copy link, and copy that link, drop it into here. Eastern Effects has a pretty long list. It's 562 items, so it's going to take a minute. Basically taking everything that is from the sheets onto my server. And I will say that in here, you want to make sure that anyone with the link is a viewer. They do not have to be an editor on it. Make sure that they're a viewer. And then at the end, it's going to build you a list that ends up here, which we just missed. So it just pops up there. And I can add that. I can replace the checklist. If I already have something in my checklist, then I could just replace the checklist. So it's removing all the other items and putting what is in that list into here. And there we have it. Simple. Done. There's also a merge on here. There's so many more advanced things that I could get into. There's some other, I don't want to call them secret menus, but if I select all these things, I can edit multiple items. I can certainly attach, like I said, I could attach anything I want. There's pre-checklist, checklist notes. There's a table where I can add different rows to each thing. Now I know this seems like a lot, but a lot of it is unnecessary. And honestly, when you start working with it, it's just like, oh, like that seems like the best way to take this note. For example, if I wanted, let's just say settings on this one, maybe it's, maybe we subtract a few columns and say settings, sets, I don't know. But it's like ISO 100, aperture 1.2. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Also, I spelled aperture like an idiot. God. Or a company, one of the two. And so there we go. ISO, aperture. I have this nice little table that is also in my notes here that also gets exported when I export my checklist note. Now, hopefully as a DP, you can see how this would be useful to you and also for your team, and also just generally for getting information out fast. I think we're at this weird space where we don't need to be too engaged in the financial aspect of it, but we do need to be able to get information out quickly. And then generally being a freelancer and being in the film industry, I don't know how many people have been like, how did you become a DP? How did you get into the film industry? Were you a PA first? What's it like being a PA? What was it like ACing? Like, what is your favorite camera that you shot on? And then you have to explain to them like, well, I don't really care about the cameras, but it was this one. Anyway, so here we go. That's it. Welcome to Prechecklist, y'all. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you find it useful. If you sign up now, I'm just making everyone a pro and so you'll have access to everything that I've mentioned and more until I have pricing in it. All right. Thanks, y'all.